Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Deliberations for the City Round. Some of the best tracks from hip hop and R&B. And let's start with a good, strong contender. Then let's go with Miriam, who delivered a performance that, in my opinion at least, was very strong, pretty true to the original, and very well delivered. Pretty much note perfect throughout. Good bit of production as well, which I don't think is a natural thing for her, but it worked in pretty well with some harmonies. So I think very strong performance and definitely one to go forward.
Yeah, totally. She is the R&B queen of this season, I think. This theme fits her like a glove, and I love her runs. She is truly bringing it like a professional.
Yeah, definitely. So I honestly think she has this. This is her round. This is her lane. And if she keeps, pushing herself to do a little bit more on the range, I loved everything about it. I think she can, win the whole thing.
And just some general thoughts about the entries this round. I think some entries were very dynamic and surprising, but others were really trying to tackle a genre that was out of their comfort zone. So
right.
It's very divided this round, I think. And also because of the missed entries.
Yes, definitely. I did get a chance to listen to all the other ones, and there was a lot of great entries. But unfortunately, the three we have here are the only ones we get to really judge on. And I feel like out of the three, well, we've noticed, or at least I've noticed, there's people who are in their comfort lane, and then some people kind of reaching for something they haven't done before. It just seems a little unnatural for some of the singers here.
Yeah, and we'll get to the voting later because I have some serious problems with it, but let's just do the feedback part first, right?
Yeah, sounds good to me. And then we'll have to try and deal with the voting without giving feedback, which is always an interesting challenge.
Yeah, I know, it's really weird, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so who else can we actually talk about? Trinity got in time as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Trinity's an odd one for me because I find it very difficult to find too much to criticize her on, as even with something which clearly isn't her style, her delivery of it is actually pretty good. It fits the style. I think it's, again, like Miriam's, pretty much on point in terms of being note for note right, but I still feel like it lacks just a sprinkle of something magic that pushes her into the next level from being, I guess it's kind of like, here's a good cover rather than here is me and me bringing my own thing to a song, if that makes sense.
Yes, you hit the nail on the head. I think she has such a nice, clear and clean sound apart from a bit pitchy bridge, but she needs to put more of a twist to her songs. This is like singing 101. She's mostly on pitch, but it's not really a challenging song, so it doesn't go over the realm of good instead of great.
Oh, I'm going to have to sort of agree with you and disagree on certain points. To me, this performance seemed boring. It seemed very monotone. For me, it was kind of hard to listen all the way through because I knew what the next note was going to be. There wasn't any, twist added like you guys were saying. Like, I feel like if you're going to sing a song or a cover, I should say, you got to make it your own. You got to know what your strengths are. You got to know what your range is. And then you got to fit that song into your range. So you got to, change up some of the wording or change up the spacing of it so it fits your style in a sense, while still giving that, R&B kind of feel to it.
Yeah, you definitely have a point. I definitely agree, but in the context of this round, I still think it was one of the top 3 entries to me.
Yeah, it kind of feels like, those karaoke apps that you can get and sing along to, and with those you're kind of stuck a bit into the realms of what the song is. Kind of feels like right. Trinity's in that box.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, it seemed very karaoke.
Oh wait, sorry, I meant top 4, not top 3. But go on.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. It seems very karaoke. It seems like here's one note, here's a note, here's the note, and then it's like if it jumps up and jumps down, it's just like you're following a pattern instead of feeling the music. It seems very robotic.
And she has been getting this feedback before that she sounds like a karaoke singer, so that's something she really needs to try to get out of by really, like we said, put a twist to her singing, like maybe growling or something.
Yeah, like it's funny, I don't want to be like the stereotypical guest judge who's over here like, man, the streets, it's all about, man, you out in the streets. But I'm not out in the quote unquote streets, but like it's R&B, it's rhythm and blues. So you got the rhythm, you know the song, but we got to feel it. We got to feel what you're feeling right now. We got to feel your pain or feel that joy. This is music. You got to feel something. And karaoke is just, let's just have fun, saying the words and whatever.
Yeah, sounds good. Pretty much nailed it actually with that.
Yeah, so then it's only one left to comment on, and that's Alex. The first words that come to mind are fish out of the water, because this sounds like someone who tries to sing R&B but isn't really grabbing hold of the genre and projecting with maturity and confidence. There was some confidence in her voice, but it's mostly overshadowed by the fact that her voice sounds more immature than usual. And this is a problem I've never noticed with her before. She sounds very young in this, and it clashes with the song's mature theme in a bad way. But on the upside, I think the high point is about 30 seconds in when she puts some oomph in her tone. She has something, she has this clear sound, but she isn't the only one who has that.
Yeah, I think with Alex, she kind of goes the other way to Trinity in that she's got her style and she sticks to it and she tries to push that into whatever she takes on. And you have to give some credit to that, I guess. There are plenty of people that like a certain type of guitar and go and shove it in every single type of genre, whether it suits or doesn't. And I don't know, I kind of like that, but I also think that by putting yourself in a box like that, you do narrow yourself in what you can do and what opportunities are going to present themselves to you later down the line as well.
What I would have to say for Alex is this was not a good song choice. To me, this is not R&B. This isn't hip hop. This isn't streets. This is, to me, musical R&B. Like very, very little influence of R&B is really into this. Also, the song seemed very inappropriate for the youth in her voice. There was just so many things clashing before like I got the chance to really get into the song and getting to her voice. It was, this song's a little too mature. One, this song to me isn't really that R&B. I like the song. I've heard the song before. It seems a little too pop. It seems like R&B pop, which is cool, but I don't know, it just didn't seem right when she sang it.
It's not that well researched, is it? It's kind of like she's put into her favourite search engine, R&B song, and then this one's come up and she's thought, yeah, right, I'll have a crack at that.
Yeah, right in the email too. Like that's something I would like right there. That was a flag. That was like a first red flag when I saw that. I was just like, I don't.
Yeah, but at least she tried, apart from some others.
Oh yeah, no. Hey, I'm giving her credit. Like that's totally fair. If someone were to ask me to do a pop rock grunge song, I'd be like, I don't even know what that would be, so I'd have to Google it and see what songs I would know that would be. So I get that, giving her credit on that. It just didn't seem right, because one, with R&B, with all music, you gotta come from a place of experience. I'm pretty sure Alex does not understand any of this. Like how can you put passion and your feeling into something you don't really understand?
No, that's a good point.
I give her all the credit I can give her. It's just, this is a subject she doesn't know on multiple levels, like the genre and the subject title or the message that's in the song.
Yeah, I watch American Idol sometimes, and when the 13-year-olds come out and start singing about love, it's like, come on, you haven't even had a proper boyfriend yet.
Right, but then you listen to Michael Jackson when he was like super little, and he had those little love songs. It's like, what do you know about love? But he sang it really well, and you're like, I still like the song though. So it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, he
it's
just
all about
faked it, didn't he,
emotion.
somehow?
Yeah.
Sorry?
You gotta be a really good singer to fake it.
Yeah. Shall we get into the voting part then?
Sure.
Oh God, this is so...
Yeah, this is so wrong. How are you thinking? How can you put someone forward who didn't even submit this round over someone who did submit? What message does that send to the contestants that if they like a previous entry, then they can just submit that again and get through and no problem?
Well, it doesn't fit the theme for a start. I mean, first off, this is a bit of a one-off in having so few entries put in. I'm sure we're not going to have this at any other point going forward, but I've got a few that I can judge from and a few from previous, and you kind of have to put people somewhere. So Yeah, I mean, it's tough. We can always go and bump down the people that didn't put an entry in, but, in putting together a 1 to 9, I just stuck in their previous entry compared to what the guys did submit this week. What standard I put them to, so we can change it though.
Yeah, I put those 4 who didn't submit last because they didn't submit, so they didn't really expose themselves to the risk of it maybe not going so well. Yeah, I just think it's unfair that someone who didn't try gets above someone who did try.
Okay, well, we'll keep that at the back of our minds as we go through this then, and maybe it'll change a few things around.
Yeah, so what was your reasoning then, JC?
Okay, so basically, I listened to them multiple times. Like, I listened to them the first time you sent them to me, which was like a couple days ago or a week ago. And then I listened to them literally right before this call. So they're all really fresh in my mind. And the first time I listened to it, I was listening to it as a judge, critiquing it, their production, what it would sound like if they added a little auto-tuned, if this was an actual polished production as their own thing. And then the second time I listened to it, I was listening to it as, all right, if I was let's say some of these artists want to be signed to a label. If I was a record label and I was listening to these songs, would I pick them up? Would I be like, all right, I'm going to sign these people? Or would I be like, okay, you need just a little bit more polishing? And when I went through all of them, I went through who is the most polished artist, and then I went to who is the most talented, and then who's the one who's pushing themselves, because you can always tell who's pushing themselves to be better. And that's how I kind of ranked them all. Basically, are you going to put the effort into the song? Are you going to put that passion into it? Are you going to do the 25 takes just to do the first verse to make it sound perfect? And you can tell the difference between the people who did and the people who didn't.
Okay, so you're not ranking them on a performance basis, but on a talent basis.
No, I'm basing it on effort.
Yeah, but the 4 who didn't submit didn't do any effort this round.
Oh, no, I mean, like, per song. The effort per song. I didn't know about the whole... I didn't know these people missed it all. I thought
I did say so. And the 5 who did submit for this round also submitted for last round.
No, I thought these were all... these people were late, not they didn't submit. Because that changes a bit of it.
Okay, so should I send you the previous entries of everyone then?
This is gonna make it way longer.
Yeah, I know.
Well, looking at your list though, you've only got 1 in the top 3 that didn't submit.
I believe so.
And then you've only got 1 in your bottom 2 that did, so you probably don't have to shift too much around.
But you put Haley at number 2, Mark.
Yeah, well, we can change that, because the more I think about it, that is going to completely kill a point that I'm maybe going to make a little bit later on. So I think we probably should change. Do you want me to type it out? Or
I mean, what we could just do is this. Just do -1 to the people who didn't submit. And then it would be, so those people are -1. Everyone else who did gets a +1.
Okay.
So they go down a rank.
Interesting. But in effect, that means someone who didn't submit will still be called before someone who did. So, I mean, this is all about, do we rank them by performance this round or their potential or combined? Because in that case, I could see your point, but I just find it quite unfair. So I think it would cause an uproar.
It's interesting. I think it's a bit of an overall view all the way in it, and always has been from the judging point of view, is we all look at a bit of a combination of everything that comes to the table. Each one of us has our certain things that we look for more than others, and that's a lot of where the differences come from. But I think you have to take a bit of an overall view, and maybe this time around we have to set our votes a little more to people that didn't put an entry in whatsoever. It has to be down towards the bottom end of things.
I mean, what is this? What is this whole competition for, right? Like, is it to learn to get better or to see who's the best?
It's a bit of both.
And then we have judges who are judging on talent and effort and improvement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's a little bit fair if everyone's coming from different points, right? So it's like they're representing different aspects of an artist.
Or hey, should we call them in no particular order this time?
Yeah, maybe.
But at the same time, it's fun to get recognition from your work by getting best performance and such. So I don't know. What do you think? Should we call them in order or no order? Except the bottom. I think the bottom spot should always be, the bottom 2 or 3 or whatever should always be those who didn't do so well.
So would you say if we're going to do, because you said we're going to try to figure out how many people are going to eliminate this round. Would you do like a bottom? We do bottom 4.
Yeah, I'm quite torn about how to do this round.
10 seconds later.
Trying to think of what to suggest. Because I guess we could have an overall winner and then eliminate it, couldn't we?
Yeah.
As like a worst case scenario, if we had eliminated and a winner, but maybe not necessarily a final rank.
Like I said, if we call someone who didn't submit before someone who did, maybe that would send an example that they don't really need to submit every round, because they can just rely on their previous works. So that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, I see the point. I'm kind of expecting that we're not going to have this again. And
who knows? Anything
the way we're
can
doing
happen.
it. Yeah, true. I think
just have them top 3. Just have them top 3 because they're the ones who submitted and everyone else.
No, 5 submitted. 2 were late and 3 submitted on time and 4 missed.
Oh my goodness. The plot thickens, I guess. All right, now I
This
see
is
the
a very
dilemma.
confusing round.
All right, so all 4 of those people are gone. As far as I'm concerned.
You mean you want all 4 to be gone?
Hey, let's say you're playing a championship game of any kind of sport and you don't show up. You can't play the game, can you?
No, but I mean, we have had a winner who has missed an episode before. It all depends on if more people miss the episode.
Did they give a reason? Did they message you? Or was it just like nothing at all?
That was back in season 1, and that was duets, and she had problems with her duet partner.
I didn't need to know all that, but there was a reason for why they missed that one, but these
Yeah.
people didn't, is what I'm saying. The people here didn't give a reason.
Yeah, no, I guess the theme wasn't a hit.
All right, well, that seems a little bit harsh from the old guest judge here, but I can see exactly why you said it as well. You got a point.
I'm not like really meaning like just get rid of them. I'm just saying like that means they get -2 compared to the original vote, and the person who was late -1. The people who were on time, get their vote or gets a +1, to move their spacing around, because it has to be harsh like that on the ranking system, not actually getting rid of them.
Okay, that's a lot of calculations.
Would any of you want to put up a strong case for Spooky or Haley to stick around on the basis that they're going to be submitting again next week? Because I would put a strong case forward for Haley if we were going to argue it out. I think, JC, you had Spooky in your top 3. I wasn't a big fan whatsoever of the entry that he put in, but I feel like I was maybe in the minority in terms of that decision, and it's a shame that he didn't put anything in, because I think if you've got an entry where it's weak to at least one of the judges and you don't have a second shot at it, then it can leave you in trouble. But I would also be kind of interested to see him take on another song as well, so I'd be kind of happy to go along with that if there was a strong enough argument.
Yeah, see, that's where I was looking at effort. He put a lot of effort into that song. Like, he has a lot of potential. He has a lot of room for, change and a lot of work that he can work on. A lot of stuff he can work on, but,
And he has a very unique voice too. I don't think I have heard a male voice like his in this competition before. But I'm also not completely sure about his potential to go forward in this competition. So if you guys feel like you want to let him go, then I wouldn't argue.
Yeah, it's a tough one, because I didn't think he delivered whatsoever on the song. I think it was way too big for him. It didn't tick any of the boxes as far as I was concerned. And I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed that he took a spot from someone that I would have preferred to have gone forward and probably would have put a submission in like that.
Yeah.
That grates on me, but I don't then want to go and hold that against him as like a grudge or anything, which is, if I think about it, is probably the way that I'm leaning.
But we are voting on what they put forward, right?
Yeah, which is partly why my first list involves Haley at number 2 from her entry last week. So,
yeah, but if we're gonna do it like that, then maybe we should have compared 2 entries for those who submitted this round. So both this entry and their last entry against their 1 entry.
I think if we did that, my list wouldn't have looked that much different.
No, not mine either, actually.
I think my list is pretty much what it would be regardless, based on last week's performances as well. So I don't think it influences that much, really.
1 great entry is better than 2 decent entries, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. How many times last season were we harking back to, oh, they really blew it away in this round, and then it was actually 3 rounds down the line and they're still putting in average performances?
Because you're just waiting for them to do it again.
Yeah.
You have a point. I'm just gonna say I really don't agree with putting someone who didn't submit above someone who did submit. But if that's what you decide, then okay. Not my fault. Hashtag blame Mark and JC.
Yeah, that seems fair.
So what do we do if this happens again?
What's that? A bunch of people just not submitting again?
Yeah, if they say that it works this round.
I don't know. I don't think we can do it again.
No.
I don't think we can take the same line of let's go and look back to their previous week's entries and the like. This is kind of a good opportunity to trim out people that aren't committed to it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a 2-strike and you're out deal, I think.
Sounds fair. So I think this time we're not only looking backwards, but also forward.
Yeah, I think that kind of happens anyway, doesn't it? We've had discussions about when it's between two, who's got the most potential going forward. We've had a few of those even this season, so...
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A really weird list. But I guess you have explained yourselves that one good entry is better than 2 decent ones, basically.
Yeah, I think that becomes memorable. And even though you try to judge what's in front of you, that top performance really does sort of stick in the back of your mind. I think this is probably a good time to clarify that we've based this on what's in front of us. People that didn't submit what they put in last round compared to the submissions we did get for this round. So, bit of a one-off. And are we pretty much saying that if there's no submissions next time out, that's game over, just to clarify?
All right, so you're the one being the executor right now. You're the one saying no submission, you're done?
Yeah, pretty much beyond this week, because we're basing our rankings a little bit on this being a one-off and everyone turning up next time around and it'll all be okay at the end. But we don't want to set the precedent of, I'll stick in one really good entry and then not have to worry about too much and not take the risk. That's definitely something we don't want to happen.
Yeah, that's why I was worried about this. So I guess we'll see how it goes. Are you gonna close, Mark? Or you should close, JC, since we're not seeing you again.
How do I close?
Yeah, you know, something that we have to end the clip with, like, thanks for watching, bye, or something.
Well, okay, guys. I'm just kidding. All right, well, thanks for watching.
I'm actually gonna use that.
Oh, no. Okay. Great. So thanks for watching. And please like, share, comment. Every little bit helps. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah, totally. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for watching. See you soon with the result.